Hey everybody, this is Eric with Motion Guidance, and welcome back for another installment of Healthy at Home, our home-based application series. Today we are going to use portions of our clinician kit, which include things like a rechargeable green laser, various targets and multiple size belts, and straps that you can use around your body to make it easier for you. You can, of course, use the patient pack models for this at home. It probably won't show up as well with some of these with the red laser, but you will be able to see it at home live versus on the video here. So we're going to do some sports applications today. We're going to be doing applications related to rotation and power drive, as well as keeping your head still. So we're going to be doing some applications around the trunk, around the thigh, and up at the head. And we're going to use golf today as our example for sports. But of course, these can translate over into any unilateral rotation sport that involves trunk rotation or throwing. So things like baseball, throwing a football, hockey, or even lacrosse. You'd be able to enhance a lot of your feedback with where your power drive is coming from and provide an external focus of attention, like we always teach in our courses. So the first one's going to be applying across the torso. If I was to use an actual golf swing, I'm going to go ahead and use a wedge, one of my shorter clubs. Today, this is a 56 degree Cleveland, and I'm going to choke down on it. Of course, when you're at home, make sure that you have enough room in the ceiling that you're not going to destroy your house. And then, of course, coming through, making sure you have enough reach and clearance there. Okay, so that's what that's going to look like. The rotational one's going to be out in front. I can come back with the laser and see how much true trunk rotation I'm actually getting. Am I just getting a lot of arms coming across, or am I actually getting weight shift and torso rotation? I'll see that laser project behind me if I am. And then, of course, appropriate follow through. Okay, so oftentimes we shorten up here and we end up being short on our follow through, not promoting good contact in the strike zone. Okay, and we end up being kind of here, which the laser projects off toward out of the shot. If I work on getting my rotation coming through, so as I finish, I am all the way on the wall with my projection, that's a full follow through, and that's easy to see. All right, so let's apply the long trunk and head strap that comes with both the head neck patient pack as well as the clinician kit. And we're going to put that around our torso. Here, and I'm just going to put that blue field toward the front, and I can get this a little bit higher right underneath my pectorals. I'm going to use the perpendicular mount, and the green laser will just slide in from the side. And the wonderful design about that Motion Guidance mount and the ball and socket joint is that it can pivot, so it doesn't have to be precise when you go and put it on the first time. Okay. So let's talk about that trunk rotation and that follow through during that golf swing. So if I get into my address here with my club, or you can simulate something at home. If I'm going to say, okay, here's my normal address, okay, when I'm coming toward the ball, and I can make an easy line in the carpet here, I'm going to turn that laser on, and I'm going to see that out in front of me. Okay, and I'm going to see that. I can even project that as a replication of the ball. And you guys should be able to see that on the carpet there. Maybe I can back up a little bit just so you can see it. Okay, and so that's real and easy for me to see, and it tells me the same position that I'm in every time. So I recommend you get into your address, and then you adjust the laser for where you want it in front of you. Okay. Now, once you take that setup, I can tell if my arms lead way too early, or if my body is going to rotate with my arms for trunk rotation at the same time, okay, and come back behind me. If I can get that back behind me at a desired rotation, I can just work on that takeaway. Okay, so if my club comes back individually, I won't see the laser move very much. If my trunk starts to rotate, I'll see that right away with projection of the laser. Okay, so the power through most rotation sports is going to be a total kinetic chain. You can't leave something behind. So you're going to need those arms to come with the torso. You're going to need weight shift over to one side, and you're going to need to use all that to develop power and engulf club head speed. All right? So you can just work on that as a drill. Easy one. Bringing that laser and club head back at the same time. Okay? If that laser starts to hit a body part on the way back, just point the laser in a little bit different position. Okay? Put that out in front of the club head maybe, and that'll start to go away, and you'll see that rotation happen. Now on follow through, if I put the laser back down in front of me, as we come through with our contact zone and we come across, this is where a common issue is people end up being extended at their back and side bent toward their dominant side, okay? And they don't get that full follow through, which is going to be critical once again for developing power. So if I take the club away and I put it in front of me here, and I start to come away with the club, and I start to finish, and I simulate my finish, and that laser is low and off toward the right side because I'm right-handed, I know that I need to finish a full rotation here and get that laser onto the wall. Okay, so if I actually come back with my club and I swing through and it's low, I need to go ahead and finish my rotation. Okay, really going to take a lot of load off my back, a lot of load off my pelvis, and put that over to my left side on my power drive to get through. Okay, that's going to be real easy for you to see with the laser getting all the way through there for my rotation, not coming out there where I'm not even projected onto the wall in this case. All right. So if I take a full to 3/4 swing with this, okay, I'm back to where I feel like I'm at my address, and I bring that back. I go ahead and swing through, and I work on my nice and tall finish, getting that laser out in front of me onto the wall. Okay? Right there, okay? Nice and tall finish, pointing the target. All right? So now let's move on to an application where you can put the laser onto the head. All right, so we can apply the same belt, floss through, and then bring it all the way around. We recommend for head applications, you put this almost near the end toward the buckle to fasten that down. These belts are elastic, the ones that come in the clinician kit, as well as those that come into the patient pack with you. We're still going to use the perpendicular mount and the green laser for this example. And then you can put this on the head wherever you want. Once again, because of the ball and socket, you don't need that pointing straight forward. It could be off to the side. Okay. Some of these clips will even fit onto the brim of a hat if you're interested in applying it like that, or onto the side of a hat, and you'd still be able to project that around in front of you in any direction because of the ball and socket joint. Okay. So a very common application for lasers in the past have been using this for putting. So let's go over that first. So if we grab my putter here, of course, the idea being we don't want a lot of head movement. In other words, we don't want a lot of body movement following through. The more degrees of freedom that you allow through your swing, the tougher it is to going to be create the same contact point when you come back through. Okay, so projecting that laser out in front of you, addressing the ball, and seeing how much motion you're actually getting from the laser, suggesting head movement during your simple putting stroke. Okay. If you want to, you can use something like a motion guidance drop target that comes in our clinician kit. It has a bullseye design on this, and I can center up that bullseye, and I can see how far outside the bullseye I move as I'm putting. Okay, good one there on the third, keeping it in the yellow. So you can test yourself over time. How much am I actually getting my head to move? Is it pretty good for the first half of my stroke? Then as I get longer, it starts to move even more. Or am I just eyeballing the ball the whole time? Or preferably a spot even further out from the ball. Okay. So this will work on reducing your head movement. Now, of course, limitations are, with a lot of devices that simulate what the motion guidance can do, is you have to put glasses on, you have to clip this on, and any subtle change might not project the same feedback every time. The motion guidance laser will fit any head. It's going to be natural, like the fitting of a golf hat that you wear out on the course, so that won't be unique to your body as you go through the learning process. Okay. Other aspects with the head can be a setup. So as you go through, maybe with some coaching, maybe some of the cues might be to actually have you non-dominant eye or dominant eye the ball with your head with certain strokes. So you'd be able to set up the head in certain positions. Hey, I need you to extend a little bit more. You're too flexed over. I need you to rotate back and then bring your takeaway through. And you can reproduce that the same every time, once again, by maybe getting a target or making a line on the carpet, saying, okay, there's my setup. Now I can go ahead and take that club away. And you'll be doing the exact same thing every single time, no guessing. Just as an example. And of course, that wouldn't be for a putting stroke. All right. So that can be really nice for feedback just on recreating the same setup every time you're addressing over the ball. All right, so lastly, let's go over that hip and knee drive application, creating power as we're coming through for a contact sport with a ball or a slap shot or something like that in hockey. So with the clinician kit, we have a medium-sized strap that's classically our thigh or knee strap. I typically put this on the dominant side leg first, but of course you could apply these to the non-dominant side. And we try to get that blue field about 3 inches or so above the kneecap for these applications. Now with the clinician kit, you get a couple different mounts. You get a perpendicular mount that you saw with the head and with the torso. I'm going to use a flat mount for the thigh and knee application. Just makes it a little bit easier, but again, I'm going to put that laser to the side, snap it on, and roll it up to the top of the mount there. Okay. So if we go back to our golf applications here, part of developing power, of course, through the golf swing is going to be making sure our power comes fully in toward the contact zone as we come through. Okay, here, getting that leg to move in with us along with full trunk rotation and arm swing. Okay, so if we don't do that, when we're using our arms as we come through, we're not generating power from our legs and our hip drive, and we want to see that, and we can see it with the motion guidance laser. So if we just do a general setup here, I can project my laser out over my right toe because I'm right-handed. As my golf swing, I come back, and I might even work on a little bit of weight shift and get that laser toward the outside of my foot. From there, as a drill, I can come back and I can really emphasize my knee coming across and toward the ball as I get down into my contact zone there. Okay. And we'll see that as a drill, trying to generate power as my hands and my hip start coordinating together into the contact zone. So backswing and power drive. All right? And we can see those work together. Now again, I can bring in the motion guidance drop target, and I can get the same power drive and location every time. If I extend the knee too much, I'll see it shorten up. If I extend my back, I won't get the same distance of the laser. I need to drop that knee across each time getting toward the target. After I've mastered the sequence, I can go back to without the target, having that come across, and then of course I can transition into a swing. And then finish all the components. with that. All right, so I hope you give these a try, torso, head, neck, and leg, and see if you can improve your golf performance from the comfort of your own home. Have a great day.